This situation has really thrown me for a loop, and I'm feeling guilty, frustrated, and a little bit angry. I, a 30-year-old woman, have been planning a 2-week dream vacation to Europe with my partner for the past year. It's our first major trip together, something we've been looking forward to for ages. We've both worked hard to save up for it, putting away little bits of money from each paycheck, skipping unnecessary splurges, and planning every detail carefully. The flights are booked, the hotels are paid for, and even the excursions are locked in. For the past year, every conversation has somehow ended up on our trip, daydreaming about the places we'd see, the food we'd eat, and how this would be a much-needed escape from the grind. This vacation isn't just a luxury for us, it's a milestone. My partner and I both have demanding jobs that leave little time for each other. This trip represents a chance to reconnect, relax, and experience something new together. So, when my brother called last week, blindsiding me with his emergency, I was caught off guard. My brother Tom, a 35-year-old man, has always had a tendency to make bad decisions when it comes to money. Growing up, we didn't have much, so I understand that financial hardship isn't something you can always control. But Tom has had opportunities to straighten things out. He just never seems to follow through. He's always lived beyond his means, constantly juggling credit card debt, ignoring bills, and acting like tomorrow's problems don't exist. A few years ago, he had a chance to get dental insurance through his job, but he decided it was too expensive. Instead, he spent that money on things like a new gaming console and a fancy TV. So, when he called me last week, panicked, saying he needed emergency dental surgery for an infection, I wasn't exactly shocked. His tooth infection was bad, according to him, but not life-threatening. He explained that he didn't have insurance, again because of complicated reasons, which I knew really meant poor planning. And the procedure was going to cost $10,000. He needed help, and he needed it fast. He asked me for a loan. Now, I love my brother. I've helped him out before with smaller things, like covering his rent when he was short one month or helping him pay off a speeding ticket. But $10,000? That's a lot of money. And the truth is, after spending so much on this vacation, I don't have an extra $10,000 just lying around. I told him that, explaining that we'd already paid for the trip, and I couldn't just come up with that kind of cash. That's when things took a turn. Tom didn't take my response well. He immediately suggested that I cancel the trip altogether. He said family comes first and that it was my responsibility to help him out in his time of need. He even went so far as to suggest that I call the airlines and hotels and ask for refunds, like that was a simple, no-big-deal fix. I felt torn. I hate seeing my brother in a bad situation, but at the same time, this trip is something my partner and I have worked so hard for. I explained to him that canceling the trip wouldn't magically solve his financial problems. Plus, it's not like he was in a life-threatening situation. This was a dental procedure, and while important, it wasn't something that was going to risk his life if not handled immediately. But Tom wasn't having it. He lost his temper, called me selfish, and said I was abandoning him when he needed me the most. He made me feel like I was betraying him, like I was choosing a vacation over his well-being. And then, as if things couldn't get worse, he got our mom involved. My mom has always had a soft spot for Tom. He's the eldest, and she's used to making excuses for him whenever he messes up. So now she's on my case, saying that I should cancel the vacation because it's just a trip and I can always reschedule. She keeps saying things like, this is family, and that helping Tom out in his time of need is more important than a vacation that can wait. I get that family is important. I do. But this feels unfair. Tom has made a string of bad choices, and now I'm the one being asked to bail him out at the expense of something I've worked really hard for. I don't think it's right for me to be pressured into sacrificing this trip because my brother can't handle his own responsibilities. It's not like this is an emergency where his life is on the line. It's a dental procedure. And while I understand it's serious, he had plenty of chances to plan for this kind of thing. He made his choices, and now I'm being asked to suffer the consequences of those choices. And honestly, I can't shake this nagging feeling that Tom might be exaggerating the cost to squeeze more money out of me. I know dental work can be expensive, but $10,000? It seems a bit high. Is he really in that much trouble, or is this just another attempt to drain me financially because he knows I have a hard time saying no? I want to trust him, but history has shown me that Tom isn't always upfront about the truth. I feel torn between being a good sister and standing up for myself. My mom's guilt trips aren't helping, and Tom is acting like I'm his last hope. But I also can't shake the feeling that canceling this vacation would only reinforce the idea that I'll always bail him out when things go wrong. It's not fair to me or my partner, who's also been looking forward to this trip as much as I have. So now I'm left wondering, am I the asshole for refusing to cancel my vacation to pay for my brother's surgery? Or is it okay for me to prioritize something I've worked hard for, even if it means my brother has to figure things out on his own?